with Dremora. Initially they thought the Marines there were traitors, was going to attack. Then they discovered these were loyalists that were lost. They didn't question how comes this contradicts the first founding, because, as we know, to contradict the Emperor is suicidal with all the fanaticus of the Imperium. So they accepted these Marines, for they were loyal. They passed on the investigations by the Order Hereticus, and were then put into the fold of the Codex Astartes. That's why if you see on in his army, he has white and blue armoured guys and some pre-heresy kit to show that this army is quite a bit of a relic amongst the rest of the Space Marine legions. Right, now we'll go after. Now we're going to hit on after the 13th Black Crusade, where the Hive fleet by the name of Hydra Gora, their Norn Queen, dies over the planet Miranda 5. Now the reason why the Imperium takes it as something they've done and takes on as them as a victory, wrong. It was nothing to do with them. If anyone watches Terrainaholic and know of Bill's Elder Army named the Lost, Bill kindly gave us permission to link his army with ours. His craft world, his Elder's craft world, runs on the cores of planets, and they basically destroy planets in the process. And the idea was they took the core of Miranda 5 and got switching it with the dying core that the craft world was using. This essence was like a vampire thing, so the Norn Queen fed on the dying core of a planet and thus died herself. Now the Imperium thought, without a Norn Queen, the fleet's gone, finished, goodbye. So they put up research things and just monitored how the Tyranids would fade away. A few more years, 100 years go past, and no activity on Miranda. A research team goes down and is lost. So many years later, the ship of the research team comes hurtling and crashing into the planet Dremora. Sorry, I didn't say that Miranda 5 and Dremora are in the same system. Miranda 5. I'll explain actually, I won't go into it. It smashes into Dremora. What was discovered was that the dominatrix of the Hive fleet sacrificed a ton of other tyranny creatures, and with the biomass formed a planet-based Norn Queen. So in essence, this was like one of the first Tyranid homeworlds, and now is sending splinter fleets left, right and centre to take on neighbouring worlds to turn it into a home system. Dremora obviously being the first in line. The forces crash into Dremora, swamp the PDF forces there. The Angels of Dremora quickly mobilise and get ready to defend their fortress, which is the Hive Primus. They call for aid, which is the June Blades chapter. I will talk about the June Blades in another chapter. This is me and Lee's Space Marine chapter we made. We won a competition with it, and this is our chapter we created. But anyway, the June Blades come to aid. They're the masters of guerrilla warfare and shock tactics. They were relaying messages with the Angels of Dremora, whose intel dictated where the dominatrix of this Hive fleet would be. And since they haven't got a Norn Queen, if you cut the head off the dominatrix, the rest of the Hive fleet should basically become mindless. What you didn't realise was that even though they haven't got a Norn Queen, they can't suppress astro telepath messaging. The Tyranid forces can still monitor it, and obviously, they're not idiots. They understand other language where they assimilate other beings, and they discovered the June Blades plans and held it as a feint. They took a Tyranid tyrant of particular mass size and used that to lure out the June Blades to make them think that was their Norn Queen. So the June Blades hit, thinking they're hitting the core. What it realised was it was just another figurehead Hive tyrant, and they swamp them and massacre the 6th company of the June Blades. Only a few scouts managed to get alive. These scouts are now cut off in the middle of a desert Hive world. They can't get to the Hive Primus because basically this Hive fleet Tyranids are in the way. So they're pretty much stranded for the meantime. Now, that's the backstory. Oh, and obviously now the Tyranids are forming around the Hive Primus. Now that's leading up to the beginning of our campaign. So the campaign so far, first game, I won. Second game, I as in Tyranid player, I won. Second game, I won again. Third game, victory to the Angels of Dremora. And the fourth game was another victory to me. So we're on 5 and 6. Now the outcome will be, if I win, the High Primus falls and will get and become basically the beginning of a Tyranid, of a, you know, basically another Tyranid homeworld. But obviously they can't assimilate it to send it back to their norm queen. So obviously we'll have it that in the next campaign there could be some ancient technology, obviously before the heresy, that could assist if assimilated to the Tyranid mind. If Ian wins, then obviously the initial threat of the dead fleet gets suppressed, and then I'll probably move on to my other armies, because in my other armies are an Elder army, a Tau army, and a Chaos army. All these armies have backgrounds that are running at the same time with other campaigns, but we'll keep to the Dremora one for now. So yeah, that's it. Now what I want to say is, if you want to link your backstory with ours, it would be brilliant if anyone does so, because we have this idea of multiple campaigns all going off but all linking to each other, and we could do it that each other's games, depending on victory or defeat on what side, has an effect on the next person's game, like low ammo or whatnot, which would make this brilliant campaign. It would be endless as well. So, you know, it will give proper narrative to your games and a reason to play. You know, I'm one of those mad people that, like, depending if such a, like, I don't know, we'll say that Timmy, as we're going as Bill would have it, is playing a game, and I'm relying on Timmy to win, because then I can add my new model that I've bought into my army, but he doesn't and he loses, so my brand new spanking Carnifex will have to just wait until he wins so I can have the necessary resources to use my new stuff. Just an idea. So yeah, if anyone wants to add stuff, please do. You don't have to like show me test pieces or stuff like that. As long as it doesn't contradict what I've rattled off here, put it in, please. We'd love to put it up on the website, and we can really create a community universe for Warhammer 40,000. Okay, thank you for watching, and yeah, hope to hear from any of your comments and whatnot soon. Thank you.